Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. So today we are down at Richmond Park in London and we've come down here to take part in a Marathon des Sables training run with Simon, who I met at a VO2 max test a few months ago. He himself is running the Marathon des Sables. If you haven't come across it before, it is one of the toughest, if not the toughest foot race in the world. 6 marathons in 6 days in temperatures that get up to 50 degrees centigrade. So he's organised a run today and we'll be chatting to Simon a little bit later on about how his training has been going so far. So here we go. So this is Simon, who's organised today's run, and he's going to be running the Marathon des Sables in a few months' time. Is it April, May time?
April, end of April.
So just for anyone who hasn't come across the Marathon des Sables before, can you just a little bit about what it is?
Yeah, so it's a stage race across the Sahara Desert. It's a 250k race over 6 days, fully self-sufficient apart from the water and your tent. So hence today I'm training with my 9 kgs on. That is basically the weight I'll be carrying for 6 days as I run through the Sahara. So yeah, it's an interesting challenge. The reason I'm doing it is I'm raising money for Natalie Rugby Works and Greenhouse Sport, which are 2 charities very close to my heart. So yeah, this is a training run with some friends, family and sponsors.
And I'll put the links to Simon's fundraising below, so you know, if you're able to, then certainly do support those excellent charities. How's your training been going so far?
Yeah, good. I'm mixing up a bit. So once a week I'll do a 23 mile run with my pack on. I'm doing on Tuesday and Thursdays sort of 12 to 16 miles on the South Downs, and then I'll have a day off a week, and then the other 2 days I'll spend in the gym doing back, shoulder and legs. So it's a lot of training. The best thing about it is I'm getting to eat a lot. I'm already quite slight, so the plan isn't to lose too much weight. So I'm probably doing about 3.5 calories a day, 2,500 calories a day of food, which is quite nice. But trying to keep that as clean calories is quite hard. So yeah, it's sort of turning into a bit of a dirty bulk at some stages, but no, it's good. I mean, the training's good. It's, as you all know, it's quite a lonely pursuit running, so to be out here today with friends and family, it's pretty mega.
And how's it you're gonna get yourself acclimatised to the heat with the Marathon des Sables? Because I've read that temperatures can get up to kind of 50 degrees centigrade. So yeah, how are you going to approach that side of things?
Yeah, that's going to be the biggest challenge, I think, is the heat, and obviously running on sand and sand dunes. So with regards to acclimatisation of the heat, very fortunately Brighton University have a acclimatisation chamber which I'm going to be using. So the week before I head to Sahara, I've booked in 5 sessions, of which I'll be putting the treadmill in between 40 and 50 degrees to see how my body reacts, and they'll test everything from body temperature, skin temperature and decision making under heat pressure. So yeah, that's going to be quite interesting. I'm also heading out to Dubai in a few weeks to test out all my kit, because obviously running around the UK in close to freezing temperatures is not really simulating Sahara Desert conditions. So yeah, I mean, it's interesting because everything from the food you take to, you know, your medicines, your anti-chafing creams, whatever, everything reacts differently in heat. So I've read some horror stories about people getting out to the desert and having tubs of Vaseline turn to water and the like. So yeah, it's basically good to do as much under those sort of heat as you can.
But well done with everything in your training so far, and best of luck with the rest of it.
Thanks.
With always an epic challenge.
Oh, thanks for coming down today.
No worries, cheers for inviting us along, thank you. So Natalie here has actually run the Marathon des Sables twice before. What was your experience like? Like, how did you find it?
Yeah, overwhelming really. First time I was racing, competing, so totally different experience. That was 6 years ago, and then 2 years ago I did it with the youngest ever female to do MDS, she was 16, so a totally different outlook on the race and what it was all about. But yeah, I mean, it's a great opportunity. I feel very lucky to be able to do it once, let alone twice. So you know, it challenges you in many ways, not just physically, but I think in your own personal determination and you know, journey really. And you meet the most incredible people also, and it restores the faith really in humanity. Even the French and the English are all friends on, together for once. So it's unique. It's very unique. And you know, the fact that I did it twice, I went back again, you know, says it all really.
And you were talking to me a little bit about this earlier, like your build up to the race in terms of like training or like what you'd done before. What was that like?
Yeah, quite disorganised for me, quite haphazard, but I never compete with anybody else. I just race against me, so, you know, I never had a watch at all. You know, I just run with I'm a very instinctive athlete, so just run. And actually a lot of the MDS and these long distance things are more about, you know, your mental state really, and your steely reserve if you have one. And you do probably need to have something of that to you know, to even get yourself to a start line for a race like that. So, you know, everybody's gone through the same, but everyone's approach and their journey to get there is very different, and that's what makes it, you know, quite unique.
And what's the one like big tip you'd give someone like going into the race? So Simon's obviously doing it later this year. Is there any like key message or thing you would say, like, this is what you've got to remember doing it?
Yeah, I mean, not really much about the mental stuff, but, you know, physical, like, look after your feet, really, because your feet are going to get you over that line. Even if you're the fittest person on that start line, if your feet don't hold up, you're out. You know, and actually hold back, you know, you get a lot of guys, dare I say it, because there's only 10% women who do it. Day one, you know, the big I am, well, you know, and charging off, and then they bail out on day two. So, you know, it's less is more, I think, is this one. But, you know, be a bit humbled, you know, appreciate it and show the desert some respect, because it will bite you if you take it on and you push it too far.
Great stuff. Thanks for talking
You're
to
welcome,
us.
anytime.
Thanks very much. So this is Paul from Bol Foods. Paul, how did you first meet Simon?
So we just met through mutual friends a good few years ago. Just lots of different people played sport together. So when he told me he was doing the Marathon des Sables, I just thought we had to get involved. I mean, the event itself is insanely challenging, but when he said he's raising money for Greenhouse Sports and Delalio Works, I thought, what better way to try and support? So yeah, I'm glad we've managed to get around Richmond Park today. What he's two marathons in one day he does, so he does about 7-8 times what we've just done. Good luck to him.
you.